instinct says that Nathaniel Jack is the best shooter on this Florida State roster.
Is forced to transition.
Noles All Access is brought to you by the energy-saving conservation programs of Tico People's Gas. Real Coca-Cola taste with 0 sugar and 0 calories. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Taste the feeling. Welcome to Noles All Access, where we take you inside Florida State athletics. I'm Jay Sutton, and today we'll talk with head coach Leonard Hamilton about becoming ACC regular season champions for the first time in program history. Then we'll get a closer look into the lives of 3 student athletes who are pursuing master's degrees. And later, we'll get to know freshman center BALSA KOPRIVICA. All that and much more is up ahead on Noles All Access. Coach, congratulations on winning the ACC regular season title for the first time in school history. And you said all year long, you said no one stands on that ladder and cut the nets down and say we're number 4. That's only reserved for the top team, and you all are the top team in the ACC. So how does it feel?
Well, it's an honor. There's no doubt about that, to be a part of starting something that we hope that's going to be a regular occurrence. You can't get 2 or 3 in a row until you get 1. We've encouraged our players to have a mindset, though, a realistic mindset that we want to always try to shoot for the top. The most important thing is to shoot for the top of who you are as an individual, and then you kind of accept those things that happen as a result of that. Our guys are learning how to become winners. You can win a championship, but we're trying to establish a winning culture, a philosophy that we can be consistent with. And the byproduct of that kind of mentality is success. And hopefully we can kind of keep that type of mentality moving in the right direction.
Well, let me ask you this, Coach. How special is it to see Coach Jones standing on that ladder and cutting down the net, someone that's been with you that seems like forever, and Coach CY, someone who's on a world tour to make sure everyone puts some respect on your name. So when you see them get rewarded, how special is that?
Well, there's no doubt that for them to be part of this occasion is very important, because these guys, there's absolutely no way it could happen without the contribution of the assistant coaches, along with other people who are part of the administration, the health team, the weight training conditioning team. And we're a family, and we operate as a family. And when you have 18, 19 players along with 14, 15 managers who are all in school, it becomes a real large family, and we are closely knitted. And it means an awful lot to our assistant coaches, because they pour their heart out to our players, and they're surrogate parents in the absence of their real parents while they are on this journey. They come to you when they're 17, 18 years old. They think they know how to become men, but they still are growing and learning. And so to see them there, almost moved to tears, is very heartwarming for me. And I try to keep it in perspective. I want more and more and more. I don't want to get overly excited. The fact that we have taken out, we've accomplished one part of the journey. Let's enjoy it for a moment. Let's get back to the drawing board and see if we duplicate it and keep stacking on successes on top of successes.
Well, before you get back to the drawing board, we want to celebrate it a little bit more here. We just want the fans to really soak it in. And you talked about the players coming to you when they're 17, 18 years old. And I think you said that you started recruiting Trent Forrest when he was in the 8th grade. So these guys, they come to you so young, and like you said, it becomes a family. So to see them be rewarded for all of the work and the sacrifices that they've made, how does that feel? And what was their message? Like, what were they saying after the game?
Well, to be honest with you, they was all soaking it in. And we are consistently, though, talking about the mindsets. And so we expect it. We expect to be in this position. And we don't spare any words when it comes to that. We try to give them the confidence that it takes for us to go out and be successful. So it's not like it's a surprise, you know. It's not like a surprise birthday party. You know, we shouldn't be surprised. This is what we should be doing. And we should be in this position more than not. And what we are hopeful of is that we are growing in this experience. We're enjoying it and keeping it in perspective. That's what winners do. You know, the good thing about this team that we are honest with each other. We know where we are. We know our strengths. We also know our shortcomings. What we want to do is enjoy this, and hopefully it'll be meaningful, a lot more meaningful. What I enjoyed was the fact that so many of the players were part of calling in and recognizing the fact that our guys have been able to accomplish something that meant an awful lot to us.
And you wanted the fans to send the seniors off right. Do you think that they did a good job in sending them off in good fashion?
I think it was twofold. Our seniors did an awful lot to excite the fans, and our fans did an awful lot to excite them. It's a good marriage.
Yeah. And did you say that was Dom's parents' first time seeing him play?
Yes, first time ever seeing him play. They came over and got in Thursday. And, I'm sure this was something very, very important for them to see. And I thought Dom played very well as well.
He did. Well, Coach, congratulations again on the ACC regular season championship. And a little later in the show, we'll reflect on this historic season that the Seminoles have had this year.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. So stick around for that and much more coming up on Noles All Access. Coming up, these student athletes are pursuing greatness in the classroom as graduate students.
If there is one question we could all remember from our childhood, it would probably be, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, every kid wants to be an NBA player and a football player, so, I mean, I kind of just modeled myself after my brother. I mean, just growing up, I seen him play basketball and football, so that was kind of the same thing that I wanted to do.
You know, when you're young, I wanted to do everything. I wanted to be an astronaut when I first heard of that. Definitely wanted to play in the NFL.
And still to this day, you know, the goal is to be a professional baseball player. It's always my #1 goal in life.
But a career with a foundation built on physicality raises the question, what happens when your body has had enough?
So I originally got injured my junior year of high school, literally on my best game of my career in general. So of course, football, you have a 100% chance of getting injured. It's just a matter of the severity of the injury.
With 2 torn labrums, Darvin was medically disqualified, bringing his dreams of becoming an NFL player to an end.
I went through a little depressed state of mind. I did.
Trent's torn toe cartilage and Chase's UCL tear put them in similar situations, both realizing their future in professional sports could be lost in an instant. Chase's first call was to his father.
He was a college basketball player at Eastern Kentucky, and he dealt with some injuries too. And you know, it was kind of good for me to have someone like that in my life to lean on and to kind of learn from his experience when he got hurt. When I got hurt, he told me, he's like, this is a good opportunity for you to get involved and to really think about what you want to do, just in case you don't come back from the injury.
When an injury strikes an unrelenting blow to an athlete's mentality, they can find support in Florida State's Student Athlete Academic Services.
As a freshman, you come in and you think, I'm going to play, I'm going to be this change maker, right? And then all of a sudden you're not playing. And so that can have an impact on motivation. They've been so focused on their athletic identity, they haven't thought about their academic identity or their future.
Early in my career, I always thought that, I always want to make a positive impact. And working in student-athlete academic support, I felt like, a lot of these students, if it wasn't for their athletic ability, they wouldn't be in higher education, much less getting fully funded. So what I tell our students all the time, I said, don't let the system use you, use the system.
So sometimes we'll talk about it as a parallel plan. So, okay, we've got this plan and we're going to go pro, and that's awesome. But what are you going to do when you're 30 years old?
All three of these student athletes use inspiration from their families in their college pursuit.
My mom is heavy on education. She's the type of woman to where if she gets a 99, she's mad she didn't get 100. I'm like, yo.
And if I was going to come back, I was definitely going to pursue a master's degree in sports management. I'd be a third-generation sports management master's.
My family has always been invested into other people, whether it's kids or kind of adults, so I feel like I just want to do the same, and I can do that with sports. I can be able to be around the games that I love and still be able to help younger kids.
Having played under the winningest coaches in school history, Trenton Chase will leave Florida State knowing the difference between winning games and succeeding in life.
The biggest thing with education is that's one of the few things that somebody will never be able to take away from you. So your mind is a powerful thing.
I think, having surgery and having to sit out a full year was honestly the best thing that ever happened to me. It really gave me an opportunity to look beyond playing baseball. I really got involved in school, I got involved in campus.
Because with being a first-generation college, by getting that first college-educated degree of student to be able to go out in the workforce to provide for their family only aspirates down the future for their goals and their children. So it's just a wonderful opportunity that education can never be taken away, but also provide opportunities for their families for years to come.
I'm Alex Wendling for Noles All Access.
Coming up, we'll meet freshman center BALSA KOPRIVICA.
Puts up the jump shot. It is no good. A little too hard. Rebound. Battle for one by Balsha. Poplar throws it. Puts up the shot. He's hard. And one.
Score! And one more.
Standing at 7'1", freshman BALSA KOPRIVICA is considered a game changer for the FSU men's basketball team.
He's always been a guy that just the potential talent that just jumped off the paper at you when you see him. We've been very high on Balsha since the first time we saw him as a youngster in the high school level.
But Balsha's journey did not start conventionally. In 6th grade, he and his mom, Tatjana Kotvich, made a big life change.
I'm from Belgrade, so that's the capital city of Serbia, and I would say probably cultural transition would be the biggest part. I always miss it home, but I'm kind of adjusted to the lifestyle and how things go.
Despite moving halfway around the world, Balsha has always felt right at home on a basketball court. The game has remained a constant in his life, as his father, Slaviša Koprivica, played in the 1992 Olympics against the original Dream Team.
He never forced me to play sports or anything. They always let me choose what I want to do in sports. They let me try out different sports. I feel like his influence played a role. Obviously, he definitely had a big influence on me.
With 22 free throws, 60 rebounds, and 112 points through 22 games, his play is no joke. But there's more to Balsha than just basketball.
He's a fun dude to be around. He might not be the talkative person, but he's more of an action type guy. He likes to dance, have fun and just be himself. He brings energy all the time. Today he might be the tallest person, but he's probably the youngest person, so he's like to have fun.
I feel like most people think when they see me, like maybe I'm not as talkative as much, but if you get to know me, I think I have a pretty good sense of humor.
I would say he's not the best dancer. Second, he wants to be a point guard, but nobody knows that. He wants to be a point guard actually, but nobody knows that.
Leaving his family back in Serbia, Balsha took a shot starting his new life here at Florida State. But luckily for him, family is not a foreign concept for the FSU basketball team.
Well, I think it's been a really good growing process for him because this is his first time kind of being away on his own and gaining some independence as he realizes his teammates, we're all in this together, and he doesn't have to worry about being in some kind of crazy competition that may not be real with the group in the locker room, but we're all in this together.
In just his first season with his new basketball family, BALSA's teammates are already impressed with his growth and potential.
He has all the potential in the world. As a freshman coming in, it's definitely hard to, get adjusted to some things of the college game, like the pace, the physicality, but I feel like he's done a great job of, embracing that.
His final goal is about more than just getting his shot in the NBA.
I want to just start a new trend where, players from Serbia or whatever don't come to play college basketball and go to the NBA. Just see where things take me, just being able to hopefully one day, get back to my communities and stuff like that.
Definitely with his potential, he's so young right now, and then the things he's able to do and how he's able to contribute to our games. And so if he keeps working and that nothing goes wrong, he has definitely a really high ceiling and very good chance, in my opinion, to get to the NBA within a year or two.
Lord blessed him with a lot of really good genetics, so I'm excited to see how he turns out.
Change, growth, and unlimited potential are all things we can expect on BALSA's continued journey with basketball. I'm Stephanie Pasquale for Noles All Access.
Coming up, we'll reflect on what has been a historic season for Florida State basketball. As I said, Coach, we want to reflect on this historic season that you all have had. First time winning the ACC regular season championship, going undefeated at home. Just an amazing overall season. But I wanted to ask you, what were some of the wins that stood out to you this season that you look back on, or you may look back on later in life like, wow, those were very impressive wins?
I thought that the win at Florida, because it was a bounce back game, and we stubbed our toe at Pittsburgh. And that was significant in the fact that it brought us closer together. We realized we weren't at our very best. We had 6 guys who really didn't know what they were getting into and the level of intensity and focus that we had to be in order to be successful. On the road, the first game of the year, an ACC regular season game, Pittsburgh was fired up. They'd gone on a European tour. They were a little more together. And so to see us respond appropriately was significant in the Florida game. I thought it gave us confidence that, hey, listen, we are pretty good, and they were ranked 6th in the country. I thought the wins in the Classic against Tennessee and Purdue were significant in the fact that they were Power 5 type schools. They very well, with a lot of rich tradition, they've been successful. And I thought that gave us real hard-nosed, tough competitive games that challenged everything that we've been working on. So I thought those 3 games got us kicked off pretty good. The loss in Indiana was significant in the fact that that was an environment that was as hyped up and as intense as anything that I had experienced. And so that prepared us to go into the ACC and play against some hostile environments. But it was a feeling in that arena that was kind of eerie. They had won 7 in a row. They were not ranked. Indiana has a very proud tradition. The fans were anxious to get back to the days of old. Everything that they did during that game, the fans were just waiting on a reason to explode. We were ranked. They could pad their resume. It was almost a perfect storm for them. And we could not, as coaches, find words to describe what that atmosphere was like prior to going in there. And I thought that helped us grow up a lot because we played pretty hard. We just didn't play well enough, and it brought out all our warts, all our shortcomings, all the things that we've been trying to tell our guys we need to be prepared for when we go on the road. So that was those 2 losses, Pittsburgh and Indiana, probably made our season, if you understand what I mean.
I do. And Trent Forrest said that he didn't expect the team to be this good this season, with you all losing the players that you lost and all the new faces. So what were your expectations for the team coming into the season?
I felt all along that we could be better than we were last year. Not because we had more talent, because I just felt that we had quality depth. I thought we had the type of character that it took in order to help us blend. There were certain things that we were going to miss athletically from a talent standpoint with last year's team. Last year's team was very, very talented. But I felt that with the combination of players returning, the leadership, and the potential for a good chemistry, I thought we could overcome our lack of what we missed from the players from last year, and it worked out that way.
Thanks again, Coach, and congratulations again on such a successful season.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. For Coach Hamilton, I'm Jay Sutton, and we'll see you next week on Noles All Access. Noles All Access is brought to you by the energy-saving conservation programs of TCO People's Gas. Real Coca-Cola taste with 0 sugar and 0 calories. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Taste the feeling.